First press conference will feature the James Madison Dukes. We'll be joined by student athletes Odyssey Alexander and Lindsay Meeks. By head coach Lauren following that. You can go ahead and raise your hand at any time to go ahead and get in the queue, and so we can have questions waiting for our student athletes. And once selected, just be sure to unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
make my face look good.
Oh, man.
This is the Game 5 press conference featuring the James Madison Dukes. We are joined by student athletes Odyssey Alexander and Lindsay Meeks. We will begin with Christopher Heidel. Okay, let me start you off. Odyssey, before we talk about your play, let's talk about the defense behind you. How spectacular were they for you today?
They were very spectacular. I really didn't have my best stuff today, but, they kept me in the game, and I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of them making those big plays and coming up in those big moments.
Lindsay, could you talk about your diving play and then throwing from your knees? That's a spectacular play. Kind of take me through that moment. I know a lot of it is just reaction and instincts, but tell me about that play.
Yeah, a lot of it was reaction. And the ball kind of had gotten behind me, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to get up on my feet and throw. So I just reared back and threw it as hard as I could, and Shiflett did a great job stretching for it. I wouldn't have been able to do it without her.
Lindsay, can you talk about that play at the plate? You were obviously very close to that. What did you see from Odyssey? She, picks the ball up, dives. It's just a really spectacular play on her part.
Unbelievable. You couldn't ask more from this girl. This girl's pitched 7 innings, and then she goes and makes a diving, game-saving play. It just shows you the player that she is and the person that she is. She's going to give everything that she has till the last 3 outs.
Odyssey, could you take us through that play and what your thought process was and how you pulled that off?
It was a tough situation. Runners were in second and third, and I kind of knew they were going to do something like that. So just, being focused, and, I kind of saw her in my peripheral, and I really didn't have time to flip it to Lauren, so I just went for it.
All right. Let's talk about, moving forward. You guys are the darlings of the softball world right now, and 2 spectacular wins. How do you enjoy that, but also stay focused and get ready for Sunday? Let's start with Lindsay.
I think we're going to celebrate a little bit for the next however long it is till our bedtime. And then, we're going to take a nice rest day and revitalize, get back in focus because, we still got a long way to go. We're looking to win it all.
That was a big word, Lindsay. Meeks. Why did I just call you Meeks?
Odyssey, what do you think in that regard? And
Same. Rest up and just keep embracing, each and every one of these moments. I can't say that enough. I'm just so happy to be here and bring that fight, heart, passion, grit, all that when we play next.
Lindsay, could you talk about Odyssey's composure and the way that she handles and conducts herself in the circle? She is very composed. Does that help you guys in pressure situations as well?
Yeah, definitely. Looking over to my left and seeing her composed, seeing her relaxed, calm, and collected, really helps. It gives you confidence. It gives you, she's giving you her best. So you want to go out, make plays, and do your best for her. It definitely slows the heart rate and helps you make big plays.
Christopher Heidel.
Hey, ladies, congratulations on winning the last 2 games against the Big 12. You guys are 2-0 against the Big 12. So what did you see against those 2 teams that might help you for the rest of the tournament?
Start with Odyssey.
What do I see in the 2 teams? We just played 2 tough teams, 2 of the biggest teams in the country. And, we knew we had to bring our best. And honestly, learning from that, just keep doing what we're doing and staying within ourselves.
Lindsay?
I completely agree. I think both of those teams, we saw a little mix of both. We got a rise from Oklahoma. We got a drop with Eberly. And I think that just prepares us even more for the games going forward. Every at-bat, you learn something new. You learn how to lay off and just improve every at-bat. So I think these games have just helped us grew confidence for us to, keep playing hard and playing JMU softball.
Dave Thomas?
Congratulations, ladies. I have a different question for each of you. Odyssey, we'll start with you. On the tag at the plate, you were a little shaken up there, had to take a moment. Walk us through fighting through the tears in your eyes that we could see on television to get back and collect yourself, and just what was going through your mind there.
I mean, that was fight. I mean, I just got that big out. I wasn't letting up then. I mean, I was just ready to get the third one and be done and just win the ball game.
Win?
Hi,
And I'm sorry, Lindsay, for you.
sorry.
Go ahead, Win.
Okay, sorry. Obviously, for you, you're already starting with your post-game recovery. So, what does tomorrow look like after two gritty wins for you, two long outings for you?
Big rest day for me tomorrow. Doing lots of rehab and, just staying in shape for my team and myself.
Dave, you had a question for Lindsay?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, Lindsay. Talk about Hannah Shiflett's play. We've seen this a number of times this year, especially since the tournament started, when you have to throw to her stretching out there to make it a little easier for you. You as a first-year starter, just talk about how your connection with her has been so far this year.
I mean, it's unbreakable. We have an awesome bond. I know that if my throw's off, she's going to get it. She's going to scoop it or even go up or down the line. I know that she has my back. If I make a play that, my throw doesn't have to be perfect for her, she's going to do her best to do her job and catch the ball and get the out.
Last one for the student athletes from TJ Eck.
Yeah, this question, I'll start with you, Odyssey. I know you've been asked about and talked about a little bit, but on that play at the end of the game, was that just instinct taking over? Were you expecting the squeeze on that play? Just walk us through kind of how that all played out.
Honestly, I was expecting anything at that point. I knew they were going to try to do something with a runner on third, so just, doing what I could to, get that out. It was a big out, and, I'm glad I did it.
And a question for Lindsay as well. You're sitting here, you're 2-0 at the Women's College World Series, 1 win away from the championship series. Describe this feeling right now. Did you guys, was this something you guys thought was possible at some point? Just talk about what this means for this program.
I got to be honest, I didn't realize that it was 1 win away.
Me either.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I was out of the loop on that one. But it is undescribable, this feeling, how far we've gone, and I think it just speaks to our program, all the hard work that we've put in the off season. It's finally showing, and I couldn't be more proud of these girls and what we're accomplishing out on this big stage.
Lindsay, Odyssey, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, sir, sorry about that.
Now joined by head coach Lauren Laporte. Questions for coach. We'll start with Dave Thomas.
Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got the bats going a little bit earlier tonight, but what do you want to see offensively on Sunday? What's going to be some of the messaging you're going to have over the next 24 hours to your team about whoever you play next, what you need to do offensively?
Yeah, I really feel like we got runners on base. It just didn't work out some of our timely hitting. I feel like, and I think it was the 4th or the 5th, we had runners on first and second, and Kate hit a ball hard and she caught it, So I feel like I wasn't unhappy about our offense at all. I loved how we took the count deep on Eberly, and we're hitting her pretty hard to the point where, they put Maxwell in. And Maxwell is very different than Eberly. So we had to make a quick adjustment, and we didn't quite get there, but luckily we were able to score 2 runs beginning of the game, and CC and our defense did a great job at, holding them just to 1. And I think, tomorrow we have to make sure, we are preparing for who we might see on Sunday and talk to our hitters about that.
TJ Eck.
I got two questions for you, Coach. Number one is about Odyssey's play. Have you ever seen anything like that? Even on the TV broadcast, they were talking about they don't know if they've ever seen a play like that at the World Series. Can you just walk us through that play, what you saw from your angle?
Oh my gosh. I mean, if that's not top 10 Sports Center, I don't know what is, because that's probably the best play I've ever seen in a career by a pitcher in that situation with that much pressure. And, she's tired. Obviously, our whole team is. And it's not just the physical part, but it's the emotional part and the mental part. And they're doing such a good job staying within themselves, but it is an adrenaline rush. I can tell you, like, I'm on a high, so I can't even imagine what they are. But, I mean, just to see her leave her feet and make that tag, I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't even describe it any other way.
My other question for you is, we've kind of been talking these big picture storylines this whole time, these last couple of weeks. You sit here, you're 2-0 in the Women's College World Series. You're 1 win away from the championship series. I mean, did you ever think that was possible? I mean, what does that mean to this program right now where you're at?
I mean, I think we're at the point where why not? Why not us? We do everything. We work our butts off, like they said in the off season, just like every team does here. I mean, let's be honest. Every team works hard, and so do we. And I think the biggest thing is just believing. It's such a cool thing to see across the country right now. Dreams being made, and you've talked about dreams coming true in this situation, but. I mean, I think we're at the point where, this is something really special that's happening. And our team believes that we can get it done. And, I don't even have to say that much anymore. I mean, it's just they're just taking everything and running with it. And we're here to support them as much as we can. But, I mean, they just believe. And it just means so much to us as a staff.
Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Coach, you guys are now in the proverbial driver's seat. You have a couple of days here before you're able to see who makes it through the bracket to play you guys. What's kind of just your thoughts on what you guys will do over the next couple of days and just the mentality the next couple of days as you wait to see who your opponent is?
Well, I'm telling you, we're celebrating tonight, this win. And then tomorrow we wake up and it's a new day, just like we told them before the game. It's a new day, a new game, and a new mission. And that's going to be the same message, moving forward. It's important that they do celebrate this and we don't move too soon, because this is very special, and I want them to remember every second of these wins. But when we wake up in the morning, we're going to take care of our bodies. We are going to rest, and we're going to do a lot of treatment and watch film again and be ready for Sunday. And I think it's a fine line of, still enjoying this for a little bit longer, but getting prepared for the next. And they talk about it all the time. It's the next game, but this is pretty special.
Graham Hayes.
Hi, Coach. Cece talked about not having her best stuff tonight. I'm curious, as a staff, how does that change how you called her game, kind of what you were trying to do to get her through the game? And also, along with that, when did she become somebody who could pitch through that?
Probably this year. And like we've talked a lot in a lot of interviews, her mentality and her growth and her maturity is what's getting it done. I mean, she's always had the physical part of things, but I mean, where her mindset is right now, it's unbelievable. And, I think what was important was when she came in the dugout, they had conversations a little bit more with Coach Moore, or she had conversations with Coach Herzik and Coach Morris. Okay, let's not throw this here. This is hurting a little. This isn't working as much. And that's important, because sometimes things, don't work. I think she figured it out, and she kind of bared down like we needed to do. Her changeup was really effective in those last two innings.
Last one for Coach, to Ronald Smith.
This is Ronald E. Smith. Coach, congratulations on your team's gritty win. But also, too, I would love to talk to you about, because since you were standing there watching the whole thing, there were the moments where it got rough in the last inning, and you're standing there watching two runners on with no outs. How impressed were you with how your team was able to pull through each other, and they bend, but they didn't break?
The unity on this team, it's unbreakable right now. And when we all stand in a circle together before that game, we talk about nothing breaks through our circle. And nothing broke through that the defense, nothing broke through, Lauren behind the plate and Cece in the circle, and our dugout was loud and they gave us momentum, and of course, obviously our fans in the stands. So I think it's one of those things where it takes everyone, like we've talked about, and they knew that no matter where the ball was going to be hit, it was going to get done.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
The Oklahoma State Cowgirls will be up next, featuring student athletes Kelly Maxwell and Chelsea Alexander. And we'll be joined by head coach Kenny Gajewski. If you do have a question for student athletes, you can certainly raise your hand at this point, and then mute yourself when. This is the Game 5 press conference featuring the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. We're joined by student athletes Chelsea Alexander and Kelly Maxwell. We'll begin our questions for student athletes with Marshall Scott.
Yeah, Chelsea, whenever you lay a bunt in a situation like that, do you watch the play that happens, or are you just focused on running? Kind of take me through your vantage point of that play.
So once I see my bunt down, I just take off running. Once I hit first, I was looking. I honestly thought she was safe because off the bat it felt really good. So I didn't know she was out until I saw the replay on the board. I was telling them it was a heck of a play. I mean, big time play. A lot of respect to Odyssey. That's big. But yeah, I don't follow the play. I had no idea that she was out until the replay on the big screen.
Marshall, did you have a question for a follow-up question or anything for Kelly? Let's go to Ronald Smith.
This is Ronald E. Smith. And yes, I got a question for Kelly. Kelly, you came in there to the fire and you just came up striking like it was nobody's business. And that's not an easy thing to do. So just walk us through that mindset of going in and being in that zone.
Yeah, I think you just got to go after what you know. I mean, they're good hitters, and I just threw my best, and then the crowd just being juiced up like that and coming in, it's pretty easy.
Chelsea, you had success against Odyssey. You got a base hit and drove in a run. What challenges did she present to you as you went to the plate?
I mean, she's a really good pitcher, a lot of props to her, but I think we prepared really well. So I felt like I was seeing the ball all right. It was just a matter of getting a ball through. So once I got that through, I just kind of boosted my confidence to be able to get a ball down on the bunt. We're just fighting through our at-bats. So she's a really good pitcher, and she held us to 3 hits. So, I mean, a lot of props to her.
Ronald Smith.
My question is for both athletes. Just after this loss, it was a hard-fought game. So I would love to know, just from both of you, how do you and your team take from this and move ahead and not think about what happened in the past?
Start with Kelly, please.
I mean, we just got to clear it. It happens. they're a great team, but we just got to come out tomorrow and be ready to go, do what's us and not who we're playing, take it to the other team.
Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, follow up on that. We're just got to keep playing our game. We play with a chip on their shoulder, and so does JMU. I think you saw that tonight. They're hot, so we just got to, wipe that game out of our minds and come back fighting. We're really good, or we wouldn't be here. So as long as we play our game, I think we'll be all right.
All right, any other questions? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Chelsea. We appreciate your time very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Now joined by head coach Kenny Gajewski. Coach, you had a second and third and no outs, and I know in your heart of hearts you certainly felt like you'd score at least one run there and possibly push across another. Kind of as that inning unfolded, take us to that from your standpoint.
Well, we just, we had an opportunity and we let it go away. We just didn't quite execute the way we've been accustomed to, and you got to credit them. They're playing really well. They made plays on us all day long, held us to 3 hits. I thought we hit the ball pretty well. Their third baseman made some nice plays. Their shortstop made a really nice play in the 5-6 hole earlier in that game, that when we had first and second, I believe with nobody out or maybe one out. They just did what they needed to, and credit them. They're playing very, very well. And I thought we had a really good plan against Odyssey, and it showed. And we just couldn't punch through. It's just give credit to her and their staff. They just they've got those kids dialed in.
Kelly Maxwell came in and gave you a really outstanding performance. And whether you go back to Gary or you go with Kelly, you got to feel good about your pitching moving forward.
Yeah, our pitching's been strong for us all year long. Give up 2 runs, only 1 earned run. You should, most time you're going to come up on the right side of this. We didn't do that here today. I'm very happy for Kelly being a freshman and coming in here and competing the way that she did was really, really, really good. And that'll be something for her for the rest of this tournament to go back to and know that she can make it happen. And we'll talk to staff here tonight and figure out what we want to do and how we go forward with that next game.
Marshall Scott?
Yeah, Coach, moved to the other side of the bracket. I'm curious from a game planning standpoint, how much you've actually scouted, I guess, them as opposed to the other teams in your side of the bracket for this tournament.
Yeah, we'll be busy here tonight, and at least we have all day tomorrow to go to work. And we're not a crazy scouting team anyways, but we'll put our work in, we'll put our hours in, we'll get familiar with both those teams pretty quick. We've watched them both play a bunch and have a lot of respect for both of them. So we'll have our kids ready, and we'll figure out as a staff, like I said, who we're going to pitch. And the bottom line when you get to this, it's just, hey, we're going to run our best against their best, and the best team will win. And that's the way it works. So we'll just go out there and fight.
Ronald Smith?
This is Ronald E. Smith. Coach, there's one thing about your team is that they've always had so much energy and pop about them. And these kind of losses can always sting after a hard-fought battle. So as a coach, how do you keep them up and moving to the next game and not think about the past?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to talk to them much. We're going to correct our mistakes here tonight. This evening we'll talk about that just real quick and then let them get to sleep and get some rest. But, if I've got to get them up, I'm not doing a very good job as a head coach. These kids, their season's on the line. You know what I mean? They don't want to go home. You know, we're ready to take the next steps. We were hoping to make that happen here tonight. You know, last year or the last time we were here, the last time we had a series, you know, we won the first game and lost the second game, and you know, we're learning how to get over that next hurdle. And while we had it right in our hands here tonight, but you know, now we got a chance to. You know, play another game and get into Sunday, which we haven't done yet. So we got everything in front of us. Who knows? I'm just telling you, like, this team, we can beat anybody in the country. We've got good pitching. We've got good hitting. We play good defense. Like, we can do this, but we got to win that first game. We got to win tomorrow night. That's the most important game. And I have no doubt our kids will bounce back and play very well.
You know, Coach, as you go through the rest of this tournament, it's not really, and you touched on, it's not really about who you play moving forward. It's about the culture you established in the fall and the relationships your team have with each other and just playing cowgirl softball. Do you feel like that's a pretty accurate assessment?
I think it's perfect. I think you nailed it. Like, we're playing to a standard, and the standard is the standard that's been set by all of the athletic teams at OSU, all of them. I mean, there's no secret. We have the fourth most national championships in the country, and that's the standard, and that's what we're gonna play. We're gonna play to. That's what we're gonna fight to. That's what we're gonna hang our hat on. And so we've got a lot to play for. These kids love each other. The staff loves each other. This one hurts. They all hurt. When you lose, like, losing sucks. It's no fun, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're up to. But I said, we'll get over this. We'll go to bed tonight. I promise the sun will be up here tomorrow for sure. And these kids will bounce back, and they'll be ready.
Robert Allen. Robert Allen. Let's go back to Marshall Scott.
Kenny.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, Kenny, this probably should have been asked earlier. I'm sorry. It looked like your kids at the plate had discipline and they laid off the rise ball, but is she just that good at changing speeds? Because the difference was your girls really weren't able to make solid contact. Do you credit her for that?
Yeah, Robert, I don't know if I totally agree with your assessment. I think we hit a lot of balls hard. They made some great plays. You forget about the ball that February hit in the first. Like, it was an absolute rocket, maybe the hardest ball hit in the whole game. You know, we hit 3 or 4 balls, you know, in the 5-6 hole. You know, and credit her. I mean, she's just really good. She just gets the ball where she wants to. And the change of speed, I don't believe affected us because she doesn't throw too many of those. I bet it's 80% rise ball. So we just, you know, we didn't strike out, and maybe we didn't square up enough balls. You know what I mean? And you're probably right on that. We didn't square up enough balls, but we put the ball in play. We did what we wanted to do. You know, we didn't really execute in that 7th inning there. We kind of had a base running blunder there, but this is what it's all about. We got to get these young kids ready, and you know, I got to help them, and we'll get it right. But she's really good, man. I mean, she's a special kid. They are scrappy. Their staff's done an incredible job with these kids, and there's nothing to take away from them. I mean, except they just beat us, and they were better tonight.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks.
Marshall?
Yeah, Coach, you've had a pretty good look at the tag that Odyssey was able to lay. Obviously, unfortunate for you guys that play happened, but kind of just what did you think of that feat of athleticism she showed?
Well, she's a crazy athlete. I mean, for her I watched the replays. We were waiting on this press conference. I watched it over and over again. Just credit her for doing what athletes do, doing what big-time players do. They just make plays. you know, we screwed it up. I mean, that's the bottom line. She just made us pay. I mean, we hesitated at third. There was no need to hesitate. There was a safety squeeze, and you know, it's lessons learned. We got We had a young kid out there, and Scotty, and I'll put her right back out there again. It's part of what this is all about. She doesn't hesitate. She doesn't even have to slide. She's safe, easy. So, but credit Odyssey. She just made an incredible athletic play that you just don't see pitchers make. And I wish we could have it back, but we can't. It's the way it goes.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks,
We very
guys.
much appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.